Hi, this is Yvette from my World of Metaphysics. Listen, today I want to speak to you about out-of-body experiences, my story. You're probably saying, oh, Yvette, this is different. This is very different. And what it is that I like to bring you guys all the information that there is out there. The next video, I will speak to you guys about how to have your own out-of-body experience. Now, what is an out-of-body experience? Out-of-body experience has a couple of names that people use simultaneously. Out-of-body experience, OBE, astral projection, astral travel. Well, listen, for this video right here, we're just gonna call it out-of-body experiences. I might also use astral projection. So now, people probably saying, I don't believe in that stuff. Listen, be open while you're watching this video. There is your body, and then there's your astral body. Now listen, that astral part of your body is connected to you while you are alive. When you die, you leave your body here. Your consciousness, astral body, leaves you. That's why you hear of a lot of people saying somebody died and they were brought back to life, and they can say, I was looking at everybody working on my body, but I wasn't in my body. I was on the ceiling looking down at everybody. These people, there are just too many people out there coming back stating these same type of stories. Now, when you go to sleep at night and you have a dream and the dream seems so real, basically it's not the same, but it's very similar to having an out-of-body experience. Now, the same way we're talking about having a dream, when you're talking about astral projection, astral travel, out-of-body experiences, it's a little different, but it's all in the same category. When you have an out-of-body experience, your astral body actually leaves the physical body and it experiences the environment from a different perspective. Now, let's get back to the out-of-body experience. Now, I want to make this very clear to everyone. Out-of-body experiences is very safe if it's natural. Now, there are psychedelic drugs that actually put you in this state that I would never recommend. I'm more of a natural person. You can get into an out-of-body state by having an intention to do it, but I want to explain to you that you cannot do it if you're so anxious at trying to do it. So keeping yourself calm and cool and relaxed is one way to have an out-of-body experience. Now, let me explain to you first how I had an out-of-body experience on default. Yes, I did. I was driving one day and I was very much into prayer, talking to God, and I was in the car and I was driving and I was playing my music and it was very low and I was just feeling relaxed and I was just talking to God. I was talking to God as if God was my best friend sitting there next to me. And I was talking. Before you knew it, boof, I couldn't see. Everything went white, then gray. I was completely blind. Not in the black, but I was in the white. It appeared like I was in clouds, like I was in the sky flying through clouds. That's all I could see. I was on the parkway when this happened. I did not get scared. I knew that I needed to keep myself calm or I was going to get in an accident. I kept driving straight, and then within a couple of seconds, my vision came back. Once that happened, I said, oh my God, I will never do that again. But I actually had an out-of-body experience where I lost my senses, my sense of sight mainly. I can hear the cars blowing at me. I can feel the steering wheel, but I could not see. I sat there and I said, wow, what the heck just happened to me? By being in deep prayer, I actually had a type of out-of-body experience, but it was dangerous because I was in my car driving on the parkway. So I would never, never, never recommend anyone getting into any type of conversation with God that deep while driving. Now, curiosity hit me, and I wanted to know more about out-of-body experiences. So I started reading a lot on out-of-body experiences. I always have crystals. So I use the crystals that can actually enhance myself having out-of-body experiences. And I always have like a stone for protection or confidence. So I had all these stones in a bag, one of the pouches, and I had planned that night to actually astral project. Now, I did a lot of research on this, and I actually went through the steps of actually planning to have an astral projection. It was already my intent. I already was relaxed. I was already in a position in my bed, lying down, and I actually did exactly what I needed to do to have an astral projection. Now, there's all different techniques, the rope technique, the rolling out technique. My first deliberate astral projection was a little combination of both. And what it is that when I actually intended to have this experience, I did everything that I needed to do. And I lay there still, focusing on something on my wall. And what it is, when you go to sleep, you go through a sleep paralysis where your brain actually puts to sleep your body so that when you're dreaming, you cannot react on what it is you're actually experiencing in your dream. So when I was lying there and my body was saying, okay, she's going to sleep. But actually, mentally, I was fully awake. Drowsy, but fully awake. So being in that lowest state of consciousness, I lay there on the bed. And before I knew it, I started getting tingling sensations in my feet, in my hands. It was like my body was saying, let's see if she's really asleep. Let's see if she's asleep. If she sleeps, she's not going to feel this. And no matter how it felt, I just laid there. Before you know it, that tingling went away. And I just kept focusing on what it was that I was focusing on. As I drifted deeper and deeper in a relaxed state, all of a sudden, my entire body, it wasn't my body, my inner body started to shake. When I say shake, it really started to shake. It was like a vibration, a serious vibration with a sound, like a high frequency sound. Now remind you, even though my body wasn't shaking, it felt like the entire bed was shaking. As it shook, it was very fast. And then it stopped. And then I heard a pop. When I heard that pop, when my intent was to pull myself out of my body. So when I heard that pop, I went to use my inner self, my astral body, to pull myself out of my body. But instead, when I went to reach up, not using my physical body, but my astral body, I actually rolled out of my body. I swear I thought I was going to hit the floor, but I didn't. Before I knew it, I was out of my body. I was walking, but I wasn't walking. More like gliding. I wasn't walking. Even though it appears that I was walking, I didn't feel anything. And I ended up in my hallway. And as I walked in my hallway, I just knew I had astral project. Before I knew it, with the excitement, I snapped back in my body. Just the smallest emotion can cause this experience to end. You're forgetting, while you're having this out-of-body experience, you are alive. Your astral body is attached to you. Nothing can break that cord but death. And the only way you're going to disconnect that cord from your astral body is if you die in your sleep for some reason, which is unlikely unless you were supposed to have a heart attack or something. So now, while I was in my hallway and I got excited that I actually did it, I snapped back in my body and I woke up. Now, I knew exactly what had happened. I remember every single thing. Now, the next time I set out to do an astral projection, it happened the same way again. This time, I made it out of the door. When I say I went out of the door, I walked right through my front door. But when I got to the other side of the door, it wasn't my neighborhood. It was like Arizona, Grand Canyon, something that was just beautiful, rocky, colored rocks. It was gorgeous. I was not on land. I was floating in the air, up high with these rocks, with these cliffs. And I was just, you would say walking, but when you look down, there was nothing there. I was high in the air, just gliding, looking at the beautiful rocks. Once I looked down and seen that there was nothing there, I snapped back in my body. Now, what I want to explain to all of you that I don't know if anyone else has explained to you, each time that I got back into my body that next day, I was drained. I was tired. It was like I didn't have any sleep at all. You see, when you are sleeping, mentally, you are asleep. Your body is asleep. And it's your astral body that is having the experience of whatever's going on while you're sleeping. But because I was still awake and still aware of what was going on, I woke up that next day completely drained, completely tired. And that's what caused me not to do astral projection so often, because of the drain. It was almost like I was up for 3 and 4 days without sleep. So I just wanted to explain to you my story, what I experienced with my out-of-body experience. Listen, people may say, do you believe in life after death? After having my out-of-body experience, absolutely. I now look at death totally different. So listen, if you like this video, please like it, please subscribe. Please hit that bell if you subscribe. And listen, follow me on My World of Metaphysics at myworldofmetaphysics.com. That if you want to buy crystals and metaphysical items, visit me at store.myworldofmetaphysics.com. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Again, this video was on out-of-body experiences, my story. My next video will be on how you too can have an out-of-body experience. Again, this is Eyvette from My World of Metaphysics. Namaste.